So really, you have a couple of different ways of just making this round. You know, since you're not really following a sketch too closely, you can pick what one you like best. So one of the easiest ways is for you to simply go in and put a radius on there. And you can adjust the size of the radius that you want. You can get a full kind of ball radius on the bottom if we do that. So there you've got that. You can also just go in and play with that radius to see what different kinds of shapes you can get. So we could go asymmetrical. And let's say, and get more of a elliptical radius. You can go in and change it and do curvature. So these are little minor details. And you can kind of take a look at those things. Now ideally you want to try to follow along with something that you want. So we could then come in and you could decide that, you know what, I want a different shape and I want to cut it. So you could come in and do a sketch, and you could very easily, I'm just going to do these quick and rough. Create a shape. And then use the extrude cut command. And then you're starting to get a little bit of a different contour. Now, then you could also go back and add in a fillet to close off that edge. So now you can see that you're starting to get a little bit of a different look there. So that's one method to close those off. What we can then do also is, let's say, let me think how I'm going to do this. Okay, here's a method. You could come in and do the sketch, and let's say let me just delete one of those points. And you want to do a different shape. Oh, there it is. So you would create a plane there. Draw your shape. To get what you want. And then let's see if this is going to let me do it. We'll go with features. No, it's not going to let me do that with this. Oh, not going to let me do that. Okay. So that's not really the best way to do it. I was thinking that we could simply do a loft in that shape, but it's not going to let us. So I don't like that. What you could do, and again, this is going back to styling, is maybe you make it so that you've got the right and you do a slightly different cut. So here we're going to draw our lines on there. And you can play with your splines and your points to get that shape cut that you want. Come back in, let's go So now you're getting very much of a different contoured shape. You're getting it rounded on the bottom, rounded on the top. And you again come back, finish it off, clean it off with a radius. That's not a very good looking radius. So it looks as if I would want to mirror this beforehand because it wants to run it all the way up the edge. So that means what I would do is I would come first I would mirror the part or mirror the body. So it mirrors, it wants me to know what to mirror. I'm going to say the body. Then what do you want to mirror it about? So here I can either select the plane or you can always select the face as well. So there now we've got that part and you can see how that tapers up. So now we can probably toss in our radius a little bit nicer. Oh, doesn't like all those little edges. That's because I'm going a little quick, so I'm not doing things too clean. This is where having these little sliver surfaces can cause problems. Nope, it's not liking that. There we go. So now you're getting a little bit of a different shape and design. So that's not meant to be the style you go with, but those are a couple different workflows. You know, doing the fillets, doing the cuts, doing the rounds. You can also utilize a loft if you have the shape that, you know, requires it. So you've got a fair bit of options on how to finish things off on the end like that. Does that help? Did I lose you, Megan?
Sorry, I couldn't turn on my mic.
Oh, that's fine. Does that help?
Yes. I have another question is how to model the head of the hairdryer. It's kind of like a weird shape. Um,
So what?
and
I'm sorry. What part?
so like the hat, I think it's like a hat you can remove from the hair dryer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a loft. So
Okay.
let me find the front here. So literally, what you're going to do is we'll do a sketch here.
Yeah, just hide the sketch. So maybe.
Yeah. So we'll create a sketch. We're going to come in. We'll draw a circle. Then what we're going to do is we're going to take this exact same sketch. We're going to offset or insert reference geometry plane. We'll offset a new one, however long we want it to be. This is where you've got the hair dryer, so you want to kind of do a dimension. Now we're going to come in, we'll do the second sketch. And we'll say this is simply going to be I'm not going to get too fancy. Now remember, well, you know what? Let's just do that. So we'll, depending on the shape, so we know that if we do a, or you know what? You could either do the loft method like this where we didn't add any guide curves, or you can come in and just add some guide curves to it. Remember, you want to make a relationship, so we're just going to pierce it to make sure that they're touching on that sketch. I'm going to make it horizontal so that it oh, no, I don't want to make it horizontal. So you'd want to make it so that it matches up with this. One way to do that is in your sketch, we're going to grab that edge. We're going to say convert. So now we got the edge of that surface. We'll turn it to a construction line. And what we can then do is take this line, select the other line, and say, hey, we want it to be tangent to that. Now it comes right off of it. That's an easier way to do the angles. And then you can do the exact same thing at the bottom. I'm not going to do that for this. You can play with that. And then we're going to go to our lofted boss. And we'll go from this profile to this profile. You can see it dumps it in there. And then, oh, it automatically grabbed the guide curve, so awesome. We don't want to merge the results, so we'll turn that off. And then we can come in and shell it. Well, and we want to shell both ends, so let's turn off the main body. Let's show our preview. And then there you've got that. Does that help?
Yes, it's helpful.
Okay, awesome. Other questions, or I'll stop the recording and get that set up to get sent to you.
I have one last question.
Mm-hmm.
Because on the handle you have like a small hole, and then in the hole you have some pattern, like inside the hole, like on the handle.
I'm not. Oh, wait. Okay, let me. Down here, right?
Yeah.
So what that is they've done an extrude cut, and then this is just a radius.
Yeah, and then I think inside it also have some pattern around.
Oh, some ribbing?
Yeah.
So what you would do is create a plane in that area and just do a cut extrude.
Okay.
Does that give you enough direction?
Yeah, and then like for the inside of the hole, I wonder like how can I repeat the patterns? I don't.
So to repeat the patterns, what you could do is we're just going to do a quick sketch. Here, let's just do this. We're going to do a quick sketch here. That's really long. So I'm just doing this quick. It's not going to be the same form as what you would do. And then what you could do is come in, and it actually doesn't matter what plane you sketch on. So we're going to do an extrude cut, but we don't want to be cutting up at this part. So we're going to go offset from that sketch plane that we did. Oh, going the wrong way there. Let me just turn this back on so you can see it. So now you can see that it's not going to cut through the top, so we'll just hit select. There's our first cut. And then what we can do is we can just take this. We're going to do a linear pattern. It's going to ask for the direction. I'm going to, oh, I don't want that plane. We want that plane so it moves forward. Let's go with just 3. And then that's going to give you your cut patterns.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. I'll stop this and I'll upload it to YouTube.
Okay, thank you.